All right, moving on to our next example, we're going to work on understanding statistical variables. So, what is that? What is a statistical variable? All right, so statistical variable, it's a quantity or quality that can be measured or counted and for which data are expected to differ from one observation to another. We have two types of statistical variables, a categorical variable and a quantitative variable. So a categorical variable, this is data that fall into categories or that indicate a qualitative rather than quantitative attribute. Our quantitative variable, that is when you have numerical data that can be compared, added, subtracted, operated on. The key here is that it's numerical data, quantitative variable. Okay, so now let's look at some examples. Part A, what type of statistical variable, categorical or quantitative, is represented by the following question and corresponding chart? So here's the question, what is your favorite summer Olympic sport? And here are the, answers or options. We can see we've got track and field, basketball, swimming, gymnastics, and we can kind of see the data on how many people chose each one. So because the answers will be different sports, those are categories. So this is a categorical variable. So what we would say is favorite Olympic sport, that was the data that was collected, is a categorical variable. All right, let's look at another one. So part B, what type of statistical variable is represented by the following question and corresponding graph? So the question is, what is the typical number of apps a teenager has on a smartphone? We can see the data collected over here. So was the data collected categorical or was it numerical where we can, compare, add, subtract, operate it on? So we're literally talking about number of apps. That's going to be a numerical data collection. So this is going to be a quantitative variable. And how we would write that out is we would say number of apps on a phone that's the data that was collected, is a quantitative variable. All right, so let's just check out a couple other quick examples. Part C, what is the statistical variable represented by each of the following questions? And is it categorical or quantitative? So what breed of dog is most likely to be adopted from an animal shelter? So responses to that would be different breeds of dogs. Those are categories. So breed of dog is a categorical variable. Last question, what is the average number of students per activity participating in after-school activities at Jefferson High School? So the data we would collect would be number of students that are in these different activities. They're not asking what the activities are, but they want number of students that are in them. And so that is a quantitative variable. And we would write this out. Average number of students that's the variable, that's what we're collecting data on, is a quantitative variable.